What's up, YouTube? I'm here in Recife, Brazil with Shell. He's a 47-year-old from Pennsylvania, and it's his first time in Brazil. We're here on the beach in Recife, and we're going to talk about him. Shell, thank you for doing this interview.
No problem.
So again, what's your impression of Brazil? Is your first time here, traveling here as a single man?
As a single man, wow. I do get a lot of attention from the women.
Really?
I do get a lot of attention. The older women will hit on me. I was at the mall and an older lady just locked eyes with me as I walked by, and I looked at her and I looked at her again, and she still locked eyes.
Yeah.
She had beautiful eyes. And then she did this pat sit next to me, and I'm
wow.
Like, no.
How old was she?
She was probably in her 60s, maybe 50s or 60s. Yeah,
okay.
But pretty.
Right.
You know.
Right. Well groomed.
Well groomed and
yeah.
Sweet lady. So I didn't sit next to her, and then she came over later, and she came next to me and talked to me, and I used translator, and she said, "You're very handsome." And I said, I put my arm around her. She got a little shy, and that was kind of my first, other than flying here and chatting with a woman on the plane who was Brazilian, who was very friendly. I'm trying to discern between what's just friendliness, what's attraction from the women, and I think a lot of it's cultural, very warm and inviting, and so it's been interesting just navigating that, but. Definitely they're interested and want to talk to me, and the older ones I've already been hit on. They want my WhatsApp number, a few of them.
When you say older ones, what age we're talking about?
I would say 50 or older.
Okay.
50s or older. Yeah.
All right, let me just see. See, another thing is we have to understand is where we cross that line from where they're just being friendly because it's part of the culture, and where is it to where we can actually close the deal. Okay, and get in them pants. So, of course, there's different things here in Brazil, so we have to be cognizant of that. Any younger? Are there any younger women start coming to you?
Sure.
What's your impression?
It seems like the younger ones, they've been very friendly, but then their agenda isn't romantic, from what I've found. But they give you body language when they're done talking to you, like they've given you the information, where to go, whatever, but they're very friendly. They don't immediately ignore you or become bitchy with you, or some of them. They give you the time and are friendly, but then there's a few that have been bitchier and facial expressions and very hard, tough to get through. Or they ignore you, like when we went to the Olinda or to the Carnival.
Okay, so what's he referring to, ladies and gentlemen? What he's talking about is we went out on Olinda on Carnival at night, and he experiences a lot of these girls at night during the Carnival. They're dressing like half
like strippers.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's wonderful. They're beautiful, but yeah.
Sexy bodies, and we're hitting on them, and like they're acting bitchy. So that's for me, that was a major turn off. And Shell, you weren't too happy about that either.
I did have one in Olinda that she was 30 something, and she caught my eye, but she walked by and I missed the opportunity. Well, then later she walked by me again, and I went in on her, and I'm like, "How are you?" She's like, she spoke English. She said, "You look like you're lost." I said, "I'm with my friends. They're right here." So I immediately, she triggered me, and she gave me attitude, so I gave it right back. Well, then she wanted to talk to me a little bit more, because I gave her some attitude. And I said, "I'm with my friends, I'm visiting." She's like, "Okay, well, whatever." And then I said, "How are you? You look nice tonight." I tried to just be but she was friendly a little bit, but bitchy, and then left. But I got her attention, and I got her to stop and chat with me, and I think that there was some tension and attraction there, but I don't know. She may have been heading back to her boyfriend or husband. Who knows? But
you got correct me if I'm wrong. The walls were up.
The walls were up.
The walls were up, and it's very difficult to penetrate that layer. And we're here.
Yeah.
First time. Everybody wants to have a good time.
Yeah.
And there's an attitude.
Yeah.
There's a big attitude. So now. That hasn't been the entire experience. Go ahead. Dating apps?
No, yeah, dating apps. Thank you.
Yeah.
Tinder.
Yeah.
And she wanted to meet up. She's my age. I typically go for 30 or older, 35 or older, because I know there's no bullshit. I know that they know what they want, they know how to get it, they've been there, done that, so you don't deal with a lot of the drama. But I met up with her, very sweet. I was attracted to her, and that's why I met up with her. Typically I was going for the younger ones because of abundance mentality. However, this was wonderful. She was very passive and sweet, and we went out. We had a good time. We started kissing. She messaged me, "Oh, do you want my kiss?" Very sweet, Latina style, you know, doting. And then that night we were heading home, and I said, you know, she was interested in me, and just kind of let me take the lead. And I won't go into those details as to, but she was.
It was a good experience.
It was a good experience,
Okay.
and she hasn't been bothering me a lot. She's been very nice, and I think understanding that.
Giving your space.
Giving me my space.
I think that's what happens when you have older women. They kind of understand and they know what time it is. And I will say, just so you guys know that are watching, that he does like older women. I tend to like younger women between 18 to 25 is what I go for. But that's not necessarily the case, because it is true, because older women, they have been around and they know they're tired of bullshit. And they're really looking to settle at this point in their life. So it's less of a waste of time, and they're more geared towards a long-term relationship. Now, we talked about dating American Western women and dating first time with the Brazilian women and speaking. What is your impression with the Brazilian women as opposed to the boss babe? The boss babe that wants to be in charge all the time.
Yeah.
She got to have a man that must come home. She got to helm home, and she got to get a foot massage.
Yeah.
She got to get her food cooked, like a man. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I typically won't go for those in America either. Those type of women. However, I've dated a few that are corporate geared, leadership in a corporation, but they're still. I let them know, I set boundaries early on, and I say, hey, I like to be in charge 51% of the time, haha, and so they understand that, you know, let me feel like I'm in charge. But when they start becoming demanding and they don't want to give me time, if they put their career and their other friends and their Instagram and this and that before me, I'm out. You know, I want to be at least, you know, I understand they have children, they come first, but then I want to be right after the children. You know, I want them to give me some of their time. I'm willing to give you some of my time, give me some of your time. And if they do that, I'm okay with them having a career. I'm okay with cooking a meal every once in a while. However, for the most part, I do like to be doted over and taken care of.
Of Brazil as coming over as a single man, would you recommend it to anyone else? And would you recommend it, and what's your impression?
So I would recommend it. I would definitely recommend it for gringos, as we're called. To be honest.
Why?
Because we're so unique here, and we stand out. And just like in any culture, when you see something totally different and unique that's off the menu, that's a different menu, romantically, it's intriguing. When I see a Latina in a white area, or I see a European or a French girl, I'm intrigued. Even a Eastern Europe, Russian or Ukrainian. I think that if you're Brazilian or Latino, we're all gringos supposedly, whether you're Mexican or gringo or French or white. They call us all gringos if you're not Brazilian, supposedly. But I would say yes. I would say it's better than, I'd say come out and give it a try and mingle, but there's probably other countries that maybe it's better. But I would say, yeah, I'm having a great experience so far.
And how did you like Carnival?
Carnival was good. Carnival, there's a disparity between the wealthy and the poor, and I was worried about the things I saw on the internet. It's interesting because I'm supposed to be careful and hide my phone, but yet the locals have their phones out, no problem. I didn't get as many stares, and I didn't feel like as much of a experimental, or people didn't stare at me. I felt they gave me my space, you know, the locals.
Did you feel unsafe at any time?
A little bit.
You felt unsafe?
A little bit.
Why?
Well, because I saw the police, the crowd surged and opened 3 times, and the police chased somebody, and 3 times I saw them beat somebody down with a baton, which was wild.
Okay.
But that's Brazil, and they're keeping order, and I understand that.
And there's some rough guys out here.
There's some rough guys. We
Yeah.
went to Olinda, and you pointed out a few guys. You said those are some bad dudes right there. And I've been around. I've seen some.
You
of
can
that.
kind of tell.
You can tell they're
Yeah.
bad dudes.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it was. There's this disparity of feeling safe and not feeling safe. I like that excitement though. I like the adrenaline rush, so I
Yeah.
enjoy that. But I want to be just to the edge to where I'm not going to
Yeah.
get hurt and not come home to my children.
Very visceral feel
It's
when you're
fucking
in
yeah.
the carnival and you're
It's-
dancing and
And the dancing was wonderful.
with the
and
drums
the
and
people
all that
and
stuff.
the vibe.
Yeah.
Getting together, and they were very friendly. Most people are warm and inviting and friendly.
Yeah.
But there's a few things that you got to watch out for.
Yeah.
Just be smart.
All right. Any final thoughts?
Final thoughts: the beaches are beautiful, the country's beautiful. There's so many women, and so your odds are so much higher when you go to these countries that are heavily populated and where there's a lot of women. You just got to get out there and you take your shots. You know, and just keep trying. Oh, the women are amazing. I'm jacked. It's addicting.
Why?
They give me so much attention
Really?
and connection with and I can tell they're.
You like the attention?
I love the attention.
Yeah. You don't get that in wherever
Not at all.
Philly.
No, not in near Kennett Square, Amish land,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. So
Yeah, jeez.
it's addicting, but I need to stay grounded because I'm going back home and not going to have this kind of attention. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully you come to Colombia and visit a couple other South American countries
I
with
can
me.
only imagine for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to Argentina, so maybe
All right.
maybe
Yeah,
that'll
you should-
happen.
You should reach out to me.
I
I got
will.
the money.
Great. Thanks.
Yeah, man.